Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction for Overlord. It is episode 2, and well, it's 2018, so it's time to go on with the series you voted for, you wanted to see. As always, this is my comment video up here on YouTube. If you want to see the reaction, please go down in the descriptions. You will find a link where you just have to remove the circumflex dot parts and replace them with real dots. And then you will be able to see my reaction, watch it, enjoy it, and come back and hear me out about my thoughts, what I think about this episode. And well, that's it already. See you soon. For those of you who have come back, welcome back. So, nice one. Interesting episode. A little bit more information, little bit new information now. So they changed a little bit from the end of the last episode to this one, because in the end of the last episode we already had the meeting of the Guardians and they redid it in a only slightly different way. Especially the fact that Sholtir, the vampire, seems to adore the Overlord as well. So we have two girls fighting over him now. Okay. One of them is a vampire, the other one is some kind of a demon, succubus creature. I think by changing the code of Albedo, he might have made a mistake, because she's really into him, and it is close to being nuts. Or maybe she is. So I guess this will be a little bit more complicated in the future for him. However, it was funny, it was entertaining, it was great to see that the characters now are aware of the fact that everyone else has left and he stayed until the end. So that's additional to the fact that he is the Overlord, the one supreme ruler. Additional to that, they honor him for staying until the end. So they are aware of that and they like that. But they are aware of the fact that he might be going as well. So they are thinking about what if he could have like an heir with one of the girls. So we still would have a ruler. Okay. Well, that's very fast forward thinking. That was funny. Especially seeing how the reaction of Cositus was. I really like him. He's a very drawn back and more like burly defensive character, it seems, yet. But he is a joyful one, you know, that I could be an uncle and he would ride on my shoulders. Okay. I'm not sure if it is completely him or if it was some kind of mind trick done by Demiurge, but I think it would be fitting to Cositus. For the others, as I said, very cool to see them developing and how they behave. The fact that the characters behave according to what their creators were like, at least partial. It's really nice. That's a nice touch. So the creator of the twins and the creator of Sholtir Bloodfallen always were like fighting a little bit in whatever they had as a voice chat or normal chat. And thus the NPCs do the same now. So that was, and it was him like, the good old times. That was like the old people thinking like, the good old times. Very funny. I like that. Let's see. What do we have? Oh yeah, he thanked them. I think there was a moment when the NPCs were like, oh, that's strange. Because he's very, very genuine right now. He's very nice. And I don't know why. I really thought that he would be more like the evil ruler, what they thought. Seeing he's an undead and it is about power, that he would be more the intimidating one. And by behaving more friendly now, that this might cause problems. Because they were like, is he still so powerful? Because he's so nice now, you know? But it seems they kind of had that in the past, not so direct, I guess, but it is accepted. So it's okay. He is quite now, in my opinion, he right now is doing really good. He's getting their attention and getting their loyalty up. still. Some, especially some that what he's doing now with gifting those rings, out of the reason that they can move freely in the guild room, in the tomb, which is clever, which is very, very intelligent to do so. But for those like Aura and for Albedo, it is more than just that. It is a token of trust, you know? By being able to completely move freely there, they could even go against him more efficiently if they would. I don't think they even think about that. But additionally, he gives them like the highest honor he can by giving them the rings that only the players had before. The supreme leaders, 41 of them. So I'm pretty sure those were the players of the guild. So he kind of makes them now guild members by doing it. So I'm pretty sure those will never betray him right now. For Albedo, it might be that the ring is even more. You know, I commented on that during the reaction, like, yes, for sure, I will marry you. Something like that. But that's additional. Then we had Demiok. We've seen in the intro already that he has wings. And now we've seen that he kind of changes into a very... So kind of frog lizard creature. I guess it should be like a lizard, which would be fitting. So lizard, the dragon is lizard-like in many aspects. So I guess it is some kind of a lizard dragon creature that he turns into. Which is interesting, seeing that additionally he has this metal tail, which the tail would fit to the dragon aspect. But why is it made of metal? So there's still more to learn about him. The two girls agreed to be both with the Overlord, and they just have to discuss who's the main wife, you know? Really, he will have so much trouble. I like the fact that he asked for each of them to describe him in their own words. What do you think of me? That's why I chose this picture. There it is, over here. What kind of person am I to you? That was kind of surprising for me. So it was beautiful from the view of Sholtir, which is fitting. She likes him in a more than just Overlord way, just like Albedo does. Strong was what Cositus said, which is possibly one of the biggest praises he can give, seeing that he's a character who seems to be very much about power and sturdiness. Merciful and kind is what the twins said, very fitting. He was nice to them, you know. And wise and efficient is what Demiok said. So, interestingly enough, in many ways, I think the description they gave to him shows additionally what is important to them. So each of them gave him like the highest praise they could. So one might guess that being wise and efficient is the most important thing for Demiok. Being strong and resilient is the most important one for Cositus. Being kind and merciful is important for the twins, and being beautiful is important for Sholtir Bloodfeather. Feather? I always have to say feather. It's Bloodfallen. So it might be that they are kind of describing what they want to see most importantly in a person. So in this case, in him, thus he is the most important person right now for them. It tells us a little bit about them as well. Then he put on this armor. He cannot hold any weapons outside of the mage class, which makes sense in an RPG, you know? But when he summoned the armor, he was able to, because I guess it is like then he, by summoning the armor, turns into a warrior class. But he cannot use magic then anymore. So he could wield the swords then. He can still use magic items, and you can guess he has them like hell of a lot in the vaults of this tomb. And I think he just wanted to have some time alone. So it seems to be a little bit too much for him right now. The fact that they are looking up to him, they are really loyal to him, they are adoring him, that can put a lot of pressure on you. because you have to live up to this. If people tell you you are the kindest person I know, then you kind of feel like the urge to always be kind when you're near to those people. Even if you are upset about anything, you're like, should I really let it out now? So I think this is what is stressing him. He's not having hunger or having to sleep, which is good. But this pressure is still on him. I think he can live up to it, because what I've seen so far, he seems to be like a nice fella. He really seems to be a nice dude. So I think it should be working. Then he was outside together with Demiurg. They were watching the stars, kind of romantic. So he has this. It gives once again a little glimpse on who the player is inside of the armor, who's the one that is inside of the character we see, and he's someone who has a deep soul, who realizes this is beautiful, so he realizes this, which is very positive about him. And then there's a sentence, oh, a nice world, taking over the world would be enjoyable for once, like, seriously. So it seems a little bit like this is where it is heading now, and more like a joy thing, more like it's just a game. If I understood it correctly, he thought about it especially with the reason that maybe he could get the other players back by, if you have a new world, it is new adventures, everything, you start from zero, it's cool. So I can see that. And it brings me to a theory. So all of this happened once the last day of the game ended. So it was 0 midnight was the last day, so server shutdown. What if you shut down a game as a company and you say it's very likely that a company like this has a new game which they want to push, they have to push, they want to make money. So what if they were like, we have a new game, we have a new world you can play in. I don't think it is, but it's a nice idea. And they were like, so let's just take the active guilds and copy them into our new world as a little, like a gift to the players who stayed until the very end. As a gift to those who were with us all the time, we will give you this for free. You will have your guild, you will have starting bonus, your character and equipment stuff. It is a new world, so possibly it's not high level anymore. Just the idea. So what if the game masters of the game said, let's copy this guild, because there is an active player still in, with everything they have, into this new game we have, which is not Yggdrasil anymore, whatever it is now. And that's why it happened. And however, they did not inform him. So he's like, what the heck is going on? And he's playing. And it is very realistic now, because it is a next generation game, everything is very realistic. I don't think this is true, because it would be kind of sad for the story, because it would be just a game then. But it would be interesting, because just remember, it would be you. And you would have this experience of, I am in the game, I am in a real world, and I live through it until somewhere in episodes in the future, it is the moment when he gets locked out, contacted, whatever. And this is the moment when the illusion shatters, But until this moment, you are living the dream. You're in there. It is just a theory. And I don't think it is this way. Because it would be a little bit sad, It would be cool if it would be a reward. And on the other hand, we had this with other series in the past. There are things you don't have to answer. I don't have to know why it happened. It doesn't matter. So he is in the world now, in a real world. He got copied to a new planet, and he is living what he played before. That's what it is. Go with it, roll with it, live with it, and enjoy it if you can. So it's a nice theory of mine, but it does not have to be true. I like it the way it is. I like the series. I like the episode. It went on positively. So I can see why you like it. And I will definitely continue watching it. And we will see what's going on with this and possibly enemies we've seen. So there were a guy with blonde hair in an armor, very unclear what he is right now, so he could be like a soldier or anything. He seems to be some kind of a leader, and he was like, get the beasts into the cages, so they're using some beasts, I guess, for attacks, and it seems to be he's an evil guy, not 100% sure yet, because he says, we will go for the next village, which sounds as though they're attacking or raiding or burning down villages, which in 90% of the cases is evil dudes. There might be reasons for good guys to attack villages, but not so many, you know? So, I guess this is like the enemy party arriving now. And we will very likely see them and the Overlord Momonga and his pals meet up in the future. And possibly there will be a change. I can see that they are becoming like the defenders here. The defenders of the villages, the defenders of the people against some kind of bandits, evil army, whatever. Which is interesting, seeing that they are like the evil characters from design. Many, not all, but many of them. But just being an evil design character doesn't have to mean that you are evil in yourself. So we will see where it's going. This is it for this time. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I see you on my next video. This is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.